Welcome back to TEW 2016 Branding Solution, and we are here at Money in the Bank, and this time we have just started the pre-show with Battle Royale, so every single competitor is on the card, and somehow the numbers just worked out pretty perfectly for this. We have a Raw Battle Royale where I just stuck Triple H and Undertaker in to make up numbers. But with Undertaker, Roderick Strong, Big E, and Triple H the last four, Undertaker being the last for elimination, and Roderick Strong got the most eliminations. This is pretty much all you really needed it for, to try and help with the main guys get a little bit of momentum as well, because they get to work with the bigger names. So this works quite well. For the Shockwave one, again, just stacked it with everybody left. Kane won the Battle Royale, with the final four being Ryback, Cesaro, and Alex Shelley on his debut. And we also saw Pentagon Jr. getting his debut. Alex Shelley got the most eliminations, a host of worker improvements as well. So, another solid one. Then I think we go on to the women's one. Again, you're not truly expecting brilliance in this because their ratings are generally quite poor. But Natalia won this one with Gail Kim, Levy Bates, and Angel Williams, the remaining four. Angel Williams with the most eliminations. As you can see, a host of improvements throughout the roster there. And the final one is, it's the smallest one, it's a 10-man, which Bad News Barrett won. Final four include Adam Cole, Sheamus, and Mark Henry. Sheamus got the most eliminations. Again, it's given a few improvements. This one probably had the biggest stars in it, because let's face it, they could all be maybe not R-Truth. Major players on this game, depending on who you prefer to use. So we go straight into the main show, where we do we're exchanging of words between the 6 men in the main championship matches, all saying that they're going to steal the show, etc. And when you look at that, that's like royalty for the nowadays WWE roster, past and present. Bryan and Punk out the picture at the moment. We go in straight away with a Raw Money in the Bank, which Kofi Kingston won. So Kofi Kingston is the Raw Money in the Bank. Dolph Ziggler was head and shoulders above the rest. I picked Kofi Kingston mainly because I want to continue my big push for the post-New Day group, because I think New Day could be classed as a group that, while they're brilliant at the moment, they need that little bit extra to take them to the next level, and this really helps with Kofi, because Kofi is the one that's probably nearer the end of his career. I know it's not really at the end, but compared to the other 3 that I've got in it, he's the guy who could get to the next level. Post-match, we just did this one because we saw Cesaro and Roderick Strong hanging out, chatting about old times in other companies, shall we say, and Bubba Ray and The Miz tell them that they need to get back in their place, and they're both going to be doing it and continue. This is basically, I didn't have enough space for Cesaro, Bubba Ray, and I didn't have a Roderick Strong Miz match set up. This works enough to move both storylines on a little bit, mixing up the 2 rosters a tiny bit, but without them not being on the main show. Next up we have the tag team title of Shockwave being defended, with Titus O'Neil and Darren Young retaining over the Revival. 59 is a solid enough match. The Revival are improving. Titus is better than the rest, which is clear to see. So that's the first title match. Next up we have Kevin Owens moaning yet again that he is not on the card. He is the Intercontinental Champion and he wants a match. And The Rock interrupts him, chasing Owens off, leading to the match here. Kevin Owens defeats The Rock in an Intercontinental title match. Yes, I went with this. Kevin Owens is the real deal, let's face it. Beating The Rock is going to just help his momentum hugely on this show. And it keeps him with the belt. The Rock continues his open challenge style thing on all the pay-per-views, because I can only get him on a pay-per-view exclusive deal. And I can mix him up with anybody because I have so many pay-per-views. So this one worked really well. Kevin Owens is over. They have great chemistry for a future match. So everything needed has been done in this match. Next up we have the Shockwave Tag Team Money in the Bank match, which I gave it to the Briscoes. They're the most over of these four teams, sadly. I believe they were. All four teams have great chemistry, which is the best thing about this. So you got Jay Briscoe, best performance. I think this works. I think the tag team division, well, if you take out, obviously they have the skill of world's greatest, but they are a bit past it. You've got some great teams here, so this works really well for future things. Brock Lesnar yet again cuts a promo on the fact that he'll be facing Randy Orton at the next pay-per-view, the Great American Bash. I didn't want to use Brock Lesnar on this, no space to put him in for a major match, and I wanted Randy Orton in the Money in the Bank. So this just sort of helps continue that storyline. Next up we have John Morrison defeating Rusev yet again to retain the US title. This is the end of the storyline. Rusev is out of the US picture. I have big plans for Rusev, but I needed that belt off him. Next up is the Raw Money in the Bank ladder match, which I actually got the Certified G's to win. The Usos, Ascension, and Romero and Xavier Woods, which is a New Day. I think this is the right decision. They're a young hot tag team. They can haunt the Shining Stars for a while. I may even give the Usos the next tag team title shot. Because we're always not going to give the titles to American Alpha yet. So this works for Certified G's, and they celebrate after the match. This is just another one of my backstage little boosts to try and help some of the younger women get another bit more shot, rubbing them with The Rock, and it's worked with Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. And then we go into the Shockwave Money in the Bank, which I ended up giving to Austin Aries because Randy Orton obviously is going to be the star of this match, but Brock Lesnar took him out during the match. That was the main reason for Randy Orton being in this, to cost him, build that up a bit more. I didn't want to give it to Del Rio, so it was almost a toss-up between Austin Aries and Nakamura. So Nakamura's not over enough yet. We'll be getting title shots within the future, but for now it is Austin Aries on this show that is Mr. Money in the Bank. And he hypes himself, saying everyone he's going to be the next Shockwave champion. And I jump straight into the women's Money in the Bank. This was a risk because if this doesn't work it could have been disastrous. 62 is solid enough for what it is. I gave it to Sasha. Everyone knew it was going to go to Sasha. I want to keep her with lots of options to become champion eventually. She'll probably have a real title match first, head and shoulders above the rest. Even Summer Rae and Naomi improved in this one, and I got a bit of the tag team stuff working. So Samoa Joe has returned after a short injury, demanding to be put back into, demanding that, questioning why he wasn't put back into the Raw Money in the Bank, which he never got a chance to qualify for. When Kurt Angle comes out and says injuries happen, just look what I've lost out on with Chris Jericho's major injury, and challenges him to a match. Kurt Angle defeats Samoa Joe in what was quite... Kurt Angle got injured, so I don't know how serious that is, but that might have ruined the match. And we go into the SmackDown Money in the Bank ladder match, which had the Chosen Ones take out John Cena and Bray Wyatt win. I was always leaning towards Bray Wyatt because I personally think Bray Wyatt could have the best cash-in we'll ever see if he ever won a Money in the Bank. If the lights went out and he goes, "We're here," and he surrounds the ring, that works on so many levels. And let's face it, you're never going to give it to Apollo Barron or Lance Rush. They're just there because they're great workers, and Cody's too busy with the John Cena issues. Paige cuts a promo before her cage match. Oblivion Max defeats Bobby Roode yet again to retain his European title. Simple enough, without being too much. Charlotte actually defeats Paige in the women's title match. It's a 63. This was inside a cage. It was something different. I wanted Charlotte to eventually finish this one winning clean. And post-match, Sasha Banks, your Money in the Bank winner, comes out, floors Charlotte, and holds the title belt. Now, I didn't go for the full cash-in. I wanted to send the message, and Sasha sent the message that she wants that title, and she's got the Money in the Bank now. This is sort of a way of trying to challenge to a normal match first. This is pretty much a filler. The Shining Stars defeat Alpha American Alpha even, to retain the titles. Again, I think American Alpha are going to be great, but at the moment they need a bit of work. Okay, we're into the big boys matches now, where the Shockwave World title is actually won by AJ Styles. I did actually want to put it on him in the first place, but Punk got upset. But now he is caught up, and Punk didn't get angry, so I'm happy with this decision. Seth Rollins cuts a promo on Daniel Bryan. Continuing on. Seth Rollins versus Daniel Bryan, 88 B+. A 2 out of 3 falls, where the first fall were happening with a pedigree. They both won part of this match by the looks of it. Yeah, 2-1 to Seth Rollins, and 88 is an incredible rating. These two are so good together. And, well, 88 tells you why. Dean Ambrose cuts a promo, reminding the world that if he beats Roman Reigns, he will never get another title shot. And this match, the last man standing, didn't do as well. Slightly disappointing. But Dean Ambrose retains. Roman Reigns is out of the title picture. It's not the worst rating, but it could have had a little bit better, I think. And post-match, Dean Ambrose goes overboard with his celebrations, making sure everyone knows that that's it for Roman. He won't get another title shot, which I think is key. I think overall this show might get me about an 82. An 83. It was a long show, let's put that, 29 segments. So, I think that's very good rating. But you got to give Dean Ambrose praise for great performance. Seth Rollins, you can have a hug. And Daniel Bryan as well, they stole the show pretty much. You can have a hug too. Make best features, please, please, please. And we'll see what the ratings say. And we're back to the main screen, and we'll just see what the overall opinion on this was. Rest of the year so far is him. Company of the year is WWE. Team of the year. Match of the year is Seth Rollins, Daniel Bryan so far. And show of the year is the Backlash one. Young wrestler. I could do with Jericho's veteran. Sasha Banks is up for female. Oh no! Jim Ross is retiring. That's not good. Excellent. These rankings. Oh, well, we'll wonder about this later. Anyone else in my company retiring? If I have to find a new commentator. Finally get someone good. All goes a bit Pete Tong. Del Rio unhappy. Randy Orton's unhappy. Kieran, you're probably going to go and beat Brock Lesnar. I'm kind of annoyed that you're acting this way. Okay, well, let's see what the negotiations are. One of them wants pay rise, here's the usual. And news-wise, somebody offered Carl Anderson a contract. That's not nice. Kurt Angle. How long is this injury? 6 days, so just can't fight on Raw. What's this done to the storylines? Still solid. Didn't really get moved on this one. It's finished. Getting better. Good. Went down but still good. Good, but finished. Good. 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 Probably the highest it's been. Great. Improved a lot really, that one. Should be better. We've had a match ruin that one. It's getting better. Struggling. Great and great. And who's hot and who's not? Bray is number 1 now. That's the first time I've actually seen him on there. And same old who's not. And that'll finish this show. I know it was a long one, but thank you for watching, and let me know what you thought of Money in the Bank.